Welcome, everybody. We're having a great time here today at our Wednesday afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern Time call. Today's July 19th, and we were talking about technical issues before we got on, but it actually falls right into place with, the subject that will be discussed today anyway. And Joel is going to help us to learn the basics right now of the Zoom. And let me see here. I saw a person's name. I don't, Zoom user. There you go. Joe, Zoom user is on here. Don't know who
Perfect.
Zoom user is. Maybe you can help them get their name up there.
I will
So
show you how.
welcome, Joel, and take it away, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, Zoom, some of you may know, some may not know. Zoom is actually a very big program. There's so much you can do with it once you have it installed on your computer. So it's a bit basic. If all you do is just go click on the link and just launch Zoom, launch the presentation. That's very basic, and that's all it is. But you can do a lot more with it once you've actually installed it on your computer. So I'm going to do a presentation and show you how to do that. For just a minute, though, I see I'm blurry. I'm going to stop my camera and start it up again. Just one moment here.
Okay, you look clear to me.
All right, let's try that now. Oh, there we go. That's better.
Use your windshield wipers.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's get started here. Let me bring this up. It's here. Okay, and we're going to start my presentation. Share screen. We want to share. Oh yeah, that's the screen. Share. And here we go. And let's start. Oh, I don't like this one here. Let's start my slideshow. Project view, and you can all see that. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, and I want to minimize this. Okay, so as you see here, this is I'm really only going to talk about the basic features of Zoom after it's been installed. Like I said, Zoom is massive. There's a lot you can do with Zoom, but we're only going to get into the basic features, and I'm also really that's really talking about installing it, and then as well as changing your profile name and your profile picture. Okay, so I think I'm not sure how. Oh wow, I've never done this before, but I'm gonna do it here. There we go. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the webinar site, which is rrr247webinars.com, and that's where all of our webinars or all of our Zoom calls with Rory are. Okay, now obviously this one and some other ones are different sites, but this is where you go to begin. Okay, so once you're here, you'll then
Joe,
click on
can you repeat it's RRR247
webinars, webinars.com.
.com. Okay, I got that.
Yeah, okay,
Thank you.
for sure. And when you go there, this is what it will bring up. This is the site it'll bring up. Now, I'm just going to stop this for a second. I don't like, I'm doing this in the presenter view, and I don't like it. Sorry, let me do this again. Just do the regular slideshow. Okay, that's better. Okay, so and there's a little larger too. Okay, so once you're here, you'll then obviously click here to connect to the current live Zoom meeting, and so you'll click there, and then on the next screen, you will then get this window. So I'm sure most of you, all you do is just click on a launch meeting, and then it'll launch. But you've never actually installed Zoom on the Zoom client on your computer, then it'll only ever just launch. Just launch it, and when you launch it, as it is right now, you always have to go in there and click on the little dots above your picture or your name and change it to your display name, or you have to enter it manually every time. But once you download it and install it, you can then essentially make it permanently. So let's go ahead and see how we do that. So we click on download now. Okay, and then once Zoom has installed on your computer, after you download it, you will then install it. And then once it has been installed, you need to create a user account. Now, I didn't really get into the details of creating the user account because it's pretty straightforward, like it is with most other programs you install in creating the user accounts. You just go through entering your email address or your email, your password, create a username, bada boom, bada bing, there you go. Okay. Now, if you need help with that, you can, there's always YouTube videos on that, or you can ask me and I can guide you through that as well. Okay. Now, the advantage to having Zoom installed on your computer, as you can see here, is you can have your display name permanent, so that whatever you put in your profile, it is going to be the same thing every time until you change it. Okay. Another advantage is you can have virtual backgrounds, like what I have on mine, where I actually have a video background. That's also a feature when you have it installed. And then as well, a big major advantage to having installed is that you can now have the listing of any meetings you have attended. You can now have that listing. When you click on a join meeting or a join, you will then get this one that says join meeting, and then it'll then have a list of the meetings you have attended, which is a big plus. That helps a lot. Okay. And then as well, you also have the ability of running your own Zoom calls. Now, if you're using the free version, you can only run it for 40 minutes. It'll then drop out, and then you then need to start it again. Now, as you guys grow as instructors, and as you guys grow your teams, you will then learn that Rory actually has a great deal with Zoom, where we get an excellent discount on having our own account with Zoom, where we can actually do meetings like this at a very discounted rate, and they can be as long as necessary. And then as well, when you have the paid version of Zoom, you can also have multiple co-hosts. Whereas if you only have the free version, you can only have a host. Okay. And I mean, so those are a couple of things included with the installed version, and there's so much more. But let's get going to your profile. All right. So once you've installed it, you'll then go to the settings button, which is the little go back a screen, maybe on the last screen. Yes, so you'll need to go to settings, which is this little gear up in the top right corner. Okay, once you click on that, that'll then take you to the settings. Okay, and then you'll then click on a profile. Okay, so this is the settings. And then you then go to a profile and click on edit my profile. Once you've done that, that will then open up your profile in your default browser. And we like to have you guys use Chrome, because we know Chrome works 100% with all of our stuff. So hopefully that'll open up in Chrome. Once you've done that, you will then click on the edit button right here next to your profile name, or your profile name. Once you've done that, that'll then open up this new window here, and this is now where you can change your profile details. So change your display name. Now we also ask that you have your first and last name, and if known, or if you've heard about it, or if you know what your bank code is. For example, mine is KNAB. Okay. Now, and so you can then also have that at the end, as well as your, if you're an instructor, you also have your instructor title, whether it be IIT, CSI, GSI, and so on and so forth. Okay. And and then as well, the other thing you can do is, if you click on your profile picture right here, that will then give you the option of changing your picture. After another presentation, I will give you an example of that. Okay. And then once you've done that, then at the bottom of the window here, there's a save button. You just click on the save, and now every time you open up Zoom and go into a webinar or go into a presentation, that will have your display name there and your image. Okay, and that's it. All right, that's a presentation. And like I said, if you know your a bank code, you can add that in there. If you don't know what that is, you will learn that as you guys grow as instructors. As students and as instructors, you will learn about bank code and the advantages of it. Yeah, so there we go. So let me end this. Now,
Excellent.
let me show you. So when you go into Zoom, into your profile, all you need to do, when you hold your mouse over the your image here, it'll then give you the option to either make it a bit bigger or smaller. You know, I can like zoom way in. I don't want that. Look up. Yeah, I don't want that. But then it also gives the option here to change or delete. So if you do a change, you can then go to wherever your picture is and add that in here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's essentially my presentation. Does anyone have any questions?
Actually, I wanted to add something to that. I
Please,
was noticing
yes.
coming on our meeting today, sometimes like you were showing, you have the address, those numbers on there, but then you click on
Yes.
that and it goes to, what is it, code after that? And
Mhm.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You have your URL. I mean, it's not a URL, but you have our numbers. Go.
Oh
And
yeah. Okay.
underneath that, you click on it, and then you have to put our code in. Like we have a 6-digit code for this number
Right.
code.
Right.
Now, the thing is, if you try to, because we put it out in Skype all the time, and usually when you want to copy something, you can highlight it with your browser and right click and copy and put it where you want. But when it comes to this Zoom, like you said, once you get the history in there, all you have to do is click on it. Well, you can click on it, but then it comes up still for like today's call, where you
Yeah.
have to put the 6-digit number in there.
Yeah.
Well, if you do it the way you do with all of them with your browser, right click and paste, it won't go in there. So the way to do that is the number key, Control V as in Victor, that'll put it in there. So there are some software programs and programs out there where you can't use just your mouse and right click and paste. So when that ever happens to you, don't get flustered, just use Control V as in Victor, and that's the keyboard shortcut for pasting.
Right. Yeah. For some reason with this meeting, I'm not sure why it's not in my list. Yeah, it's a similar list, but that's to fill a code every time. So all I do is just go to the Skype and just click on the link, and that'll get me in right away.
Right.
I mean, that's the other two, right? But yeah, very good. Okay, so let's stop my screen. And here we are. So, my background, you know, really what you need for that is you need to have a screen recording or program. There's a couple of them out there. A free one that I use is screen REC. And then there's other, so really all you need to do is just, if you're really interested in that and you're a little more advanced, just look for screen recording software and that's essentially what you can do. And like I said as well, if you have more questions, YouTube is loaded with obviously it's loaded with videos, and it's got lots of training on YouTube as well.
Joel, can
Yes.
you do me a favor and show them how to change a background on there?
Oh yeah, sure. For sure.
Because sometimes you may be in a meeting and you don't necessarily want to show the room that
Okay.
you're in. And
Right,
so
yes.
you can put a background on it instead and make it more professional.
Yes. Okay. So what I'll need to do, I'll go back to my presentation, because the way Zoom and a lot of these programs work is, if I try to, I'll try it to see, but quite often, if I try to open up my Zoom's settings during the presentation, I don't think you'll be able to see it. But if not, I have another way of doing it. But let me give this a try. And let's see if I do screen 2, I think it's, yeah, I do, yeah. So if I do screen 2, I'm guessing that can you see my Zoom window that I'm moving around or not? Probably not, right?
Yes,
It
yes,
says
Yes.
Zoom.
yes, I
you
can
can.
see it.
Wait. So you can see this window
Yeah.
here.
I'm seeing
Yep.
a
Oh,
pic-
great,
pic- I'm seeing a
great.
picture now, yeah.
So wait, so
Is
you see a
that-
picture?
Is that your family, Joel?
Yes.
So
the
is
three
it,
people.
is that all you see is the family, or do you see a window blocking my family?
No, right now I can see your family and your image on the upper right-hand corner.
Okay, yeah, okay. So that's what I mean. So because I'm actually in a presentation, so I actually right now have my Zoom settings opened up. So that's fine. What I'll do then is let me go back into my presentation, and I will show you in here how you can change the background. Yeah, this is okay. So let me show this up. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, or that one there. Okay, so this one here. So when you go into the settings, there are options here, and one of them is background and effects, and that's what this is right now. So all that you need to do in here, you then have options for virtual backgrounds, video filters. Really, all that you want to have it on is virtual backgrounds, and then once you're in here, the one that is well, most of you can use blur, and the reason why I say most of it is just because depending on the quality of your video adapter on your computer, you may or may not be able to use other virtual backgrounds. But I believe a blur works with everybody, and what blur will do is it'll essentially show what is directly in front of the camera, but it'll then blur out your background. Okay. And then these other backgrounds, if you have a better video card, you can then use the other backgrounds as well. Now, if you don't have a great video card, what's going to happen is it's going to give you a pop-up asking you if you have a green screen, or essentially a solid color background. And what it'll do then is it'll then display that background on your green screen. But if you do have a good video card, then it'll work fine. Like mine, for example, I have a gaming computer, so my background works perfectly fine. Does that answer the question, Donna?
Yeah. And you can also click that little plus sign to the upper right.
Right.
Yeah, right there.
Right. Yep.
And you can drag any picture you want to have on your background to that
Right.
group of pictures.
Exactly right.
That's how you
That's
do that.
absolutely right. Yep, exactly. That's exactly right.
Now, I'd like to add one more thing too, if you don't mind.
Please. Yeah, please do. Please do. That's what we're here for.
So we are on the Zoom now. Everybody is on watching you, and they're not setting up. They're not at that point, but you can still do it where you're at right now. Everybody that's here watching, if you go down to the bottom left hand of your screen, it says stop video. Does everybody see that on the bottom left hand side? It has the mute, and beside that it says stop video,
Right.
right? You have that?
Yes.
What, click that arrow that goes up on the stop video. And what comes up is you'll see
Oh yeah.
blur my background, choose a virtual
Right.
background, choose a video filter, choose an avatar. And you can also click video settings for other things. But just to do your background, and
Yeah.
let's say you have something there that you want to immediately change your background, you didn't realize it was there. That's the fastest way to do it. Bottom left, stop video, click on the uplink, and choose a virtual background or blur my background.
The one thing that we ask, please, do not use an avatar during calls. We want these calls to be as professional as possible, and using an avatar is not professional. I mean, if you want to mess around with it, that's fine, but don't do it during business calls. But the rest is great. Yeah, I've actually had Zoom installed forever, so I didn't know the features. I didn't know that you had that option without having it installed. So that's great to know, Tom. Thank you.
And we'd rather see your face or something, right there anyway, if you're on camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Matthew has a question.
Yes, go ahead, Matthew.
Thank you, Joel.
Yep, for sure.
I just noticed in regards to the Zoom training, that when I tried to put my bank code next to my name and I would put it in parentheses and just save it on the display, I would click save or whatever. And then when it would pop up, it wouldn't save what I put in there. Was I doing something wrong if it wouldn't save it next to my name? Or is that because my name's longer?
So no, it had nothing to do with your name being long. So do you mean do you have Zoom installed on your computer, or do you just do the launch meeting every time?
I have it installed on my computer,
Okay.
but I launch the meeting most of the time.
That's fine. That's fine. So if you go into edit your profile, like I showed you, and change it in there, then once you do that, then that's where it'll save it.
Right, I had that problem, and Joel showed me how to do that. And
Yeah.
there you
Because
go.
definitely if you change it in each meeting, you'll then have to change it every time. The only way to make it
figured.
the only way to make it so it's permanent is by going into edit a profile and editing it through the profile page. That way
Okay.
it'll be there every time.
Okay, thank you, Joel.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, Matthew. No worries. And do we have any other questions, whether it be about Zoom or anything at PBS? This is the time and the place to ask that, please.
If I
Well-
could ask a quick question, I was just on a
Yes.
training with my team, and Connie needed, she wanted to know how to take her Google Drive and put it onto her like desktop, or have it in her files, like how you click on the bottom of your screen where your icons are, the third one in right after that game with, the bottom right there. Yep, three over to the right. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So if she clicks on that, she's not able to go into her Google Drive from there.
Correct.
I
Not
can
yet.
find mine. I don't remember how I got my Google Drive to show there. Do you know that? I said, I bet you Joel knows.
I do know. So when you're in your Google Drive, if you don't have it installed on your computer, I'm not sure if you do not. It'll give you a pop-up message. It'll give you a pop-up message that says something like install this on your computer and have access to it offline. It'll have something like that.
And it would show you it here on this option, like somewhere in here, you're saying? Okay, in there. Got it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's not here, then I believe here.
Settings.
Settings, there it is.
Yeah,
Get-
there you
get
go.
Drive
Look
for
at
desktop.
that.
There you go.
Perfect.
And that's
Thank
where
you.
you'll do it.
We could have
Absolutely.
probably looked that far.
Ah, it's all good. It's all
But
good. That's what I'm
thank you.
here for, right? You're welcome, Candace. Anytime, anytime. Anybody else have any other questions or basic tech questions that have to do with PBS? I guess that sounds like I'm the guy to ask.
Joel, going back to
Yes.
your explanation on the Zoom.
Yes.
When you mentioned that if you do have installed the app,
Yes.
you should not, you said that you should not initiate or launch the application. How does that work?
I'm not sure. Okay, so
When you install the
right.
application,
right.
so
Okay. I think I know what I think I know what you mean. Okay.
Okay.
So you're talking about at the very beginning of the presentation when I was here, probably here, right? Are you talking about
right
Right.
there, exactly.
So what I meant was when you want to install Zoom, you then click on a download now.
Okay.
But then after you've downloaded it, after you've installed it, if you go through that link and then you click on launch meeting, that's fine. It'll launch the meeting through your Zoom that you have installed on the computer. That's all I'll say. All I'm saying is don't click on launch meeting, click on download now to install it on. That's all I meant.
Okay, great.
But then after you've done that, you can then do launch meeting and that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, great.
It'll launch at the same thing. Yeah, for sure. Anytime. Great. Any other questions? Ask away, please do.
Questions about anything, guys? Any kind of PBS questions? We got a lot of new people here. So feel free. This is a good place to ask your questions.
If no one's gonna
So-
take up the time, I apologize for being a couple minutes
Nope.
late. Could you just run through those little slides right there? Cause I found a
Absolutely.
few of them already to be very
Mhm.
great information.
Sure. And now what I'll do as well is I will also share my presentation. Where's it here? My drive.
Awesome,
go to
thank you.
Presentations, and I will actually share it. I actually have it as a PDF file. So let me share this. Share. Copy link, and I will share that in here.
Perfect. Then that would be great. You don't have to waste or take the
Yeah.
time. You can, thank you.
Absolutely, for sure. Yep. Just if somebody can just check that, make sure it works. I
You
believe it
need
will. But
access to it, request
oh, let's do that.
access.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Yeah, figure that. Okay. So let me do this. This is for now.
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Every time, right? We always, I do
Share.
the same thing.
And this is why restricted anyone with the link.
There you
Link.
go.
Does that,
You
Is
have
that
to
right now?
repost the link, I
I've-
believe
I've-
still.
yeah.
Okay.
I
I
figured
just
that,
clicked
that's what I was
on it.
asking.
No, it gave us access. It let me
Great.
right in. So that
Great
worked.
to
Thank
know.
you.
Excellent. Absolutely. You're very welcome. Perfect. Great. And next,
There's a question in the chat for you.
great. Let me have a look. So we have so the Velavita payment plan. So Tara's asking, how do we access the Velavita payment plan? And then she's asking if she needs to go through Donna. So the Velavita payment plan, so essentially how Velavita works, once you have students or members and customers underneath you, as you build up your client base, each time your weekly leg reaches 200 cycles. Oh wait, is it 200 cycles? Well, well, it's essentially each time it reaches a 200, you will then get paid, and it's I believe it's $30 per 200, if I'm not mistaken. Does that make sense? And that'll then just go into your Velavita wallet, and you then have options from there with how you want it to withdraw that money.
You can also go into your back office for Velavita, and I think it's in the media library. It's near the bottom of the left-hand column. And go in there, and there's lots of documents, and you will find a compensation plan in there as well.
So
Tara, I'll get
yes.
with you on that I'll get
Sure.
with you on that too.
Yeah, and Candace made a good point as well. So that's for how you get paid from Velavita. Now, if you're looking at how you pay for Velavita, there is a payment plan on that, which is like Candace mentioned, which is called Sezzle. And then Tara, if that's what you're asking about, Donna can get with you to talk to you about that, because that may be the other thing you're talking about as well, which makes sense as well. So
Yeah.
Donna will be with you for that. Thank you. Thanks, Candace, as well. Anybody else? Please ask away.
Just don't forget to post your shared link to the Zoom.
It is there. I shared it as a PDF, so let me know if you see it there. And I will also post it in our Skype as well. Skype. Here and where are we? Here.
Rebecca.
Rebecca, go ahead and ask your question. How can I help you?
Okay, I have a student that she doesn't have the money yet, but she found a way how to be an affiliate without spending money on Velavita. So is that still okay that she claimed her spot in the line in the tree, even though she's just an affiliate, or that will change once she
needs to use
enrolled?
your
Yes, she did.
link, Rebecca.
Yes,
so
she did.
She is she's a customer then?
No, she's just an affiliate, but she used my my link to go there.
I would check and see if she shows up under your downline. Go to your back.
Yes, she did. She did, but
and she has a number.
Yeah, she has a number, and the price part on the right side is just set. It says 0, but she's an affiliate level.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that a little bit. I mean, when she can just have her come in as even just a customer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and she's she's waiting for to get money and stuff like that, but she just wants to get ahead and get her place or something.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've never never heard that yet. Yeah,
I remember hearing about that a while ago. And yeah, for sure. And I mean, Rebecca as well. With you, I mean, you're just hammering everything with the SHG, the Savings Highway Global. I'm sure you have heard that as well, right? You're like, I see your name come up every day with somebody else you've added in there. You're just like, I would love to have you do a training on that, because you're just rocking that ship. For sure.
Yeah, she works hard, and she's got all of the Spanish as well.
Yeah.
And English.
Yeah, so you're just rocking it, Rebecca. That's just amazing. Yeah, I would just investigate that a little further to find out what the affiliate, like if being an affiliate, if that actually holds her place. I'm not quite sure if it does. But it's something we need to look into.
Because I saw her in my in my back office.
In downline, yeah.
Yeah, she has a number, and It's just that she didn't pay anything yet.
Right.
So
Yes.
I'm
And I
just
mean,
wondering.
I wonder even if maybe the affiliate may have a time constraint as well, as so maybe it holds her space there for a little while, but then eventually if she doesn't pay, then it goes away. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
So as I recall, if you don't, I have a few little
Yep.
pointers on that. So,
Please.
Velavita, when Mary explained it and that went live, we were at a conference, I believe, but when we got home, she had a training on it, and she used it, and there could be more to it, but as a customer, say as a customer came in, you would be able to share that link as well as people that are part of the opportunity, but share that link with people exactly like Rebecca just said, that aren't ready to invest in the business part, but then they get free products from sharing their link. That I know is true. And that's when we got that in our back office, and we can actually click on that link and share that for affiliates. So it's not really making money in the opportunity, but yes, she saves her place because she's now in your downline, right, Rebecca? You said.
Yes. Mhm.
So she's in your downline. So when she does up it, she'll be in that slot. So I think that's a
Right.
benefit of using it. And then the other way that she actually gets to benefit from it would be if she used her link that she would get from
Right.
becoming an affiliate, she can get
Right.
X amount. I don't know what the amount is. I would
Yeah.
think in the knowledge section, or
Yeah.
that section that has all the information for Velavita, there's probably a document in there, I would think.
I'm sure
Possibly.
there is.
Yeah,
I would say she probably is not eligible for commissions
exactly.
Agreed.
She's not
until she's a full member.
exactly.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Exactly. 100% agree. But there's something about getting free product, more or less. And that's the only thing I caught Mary saying from that. But Rebecca, just the person I wanted to talk to. So Rory had brought up about Austin. Remember a couple of weeks ago about Austin, and showed us, and Austin came on the training and he showed us when we have Spanish speaking. Well, he also said that, all the other instructors that are helping. So I had a few of my instructors have Spanish speaking students, and they reached out to Kathleen. Kathleen said, "Oh no, go to Rebecca." So I just wanted to make it clear, because we would so rather give them to you. You're a part of our team, and you know what I'm saying, help you grow. Plus Austin stated he needed help. So do we just, if we have a positive Spanish speaking student, how would you like us to go about getting that information to you, please? In the easiest way for you, please.
I guess you can either go through Donna, so at least Donna knows what's going on that part, and then Donna will, just pass it on or forward it to me.
Okay.
That's a good question, Candace. And here's my suggestion. Since we do have a person who is very experienced with this. In fact, she did everything before Austin got hired for South America and Mexico. But send them directly to Rebecca on Skype. But please let her know if they have a Trello card or not. And include their name and their phone number at minimum. Sometimes you get those that you can't even get a clear name spelling for. So you can just send her a note and say Spanish speaking, and all I could get was a phone number.
Okay, so that, like, per se, like if they called in Nagoya, which I had one and I got in touch with Rebecca for. So for everybody on this call, more or less, say we are going through the cart, we're doing our normal outbound calling, and we come across someone that is Spanish speaking. So you would want us to @ Rebecca on the card, and then send her a personal message on Skype that lets her know the name and the phone number, say, of the person that we just added her on the card on Trello, correct?
Absolutely. And
Awesome.
Thank you for bringing that up, Candace.
You're very welcome. It's happening quite often, and so
and we do want it to go directly to Rebecca. Because she is our team and we're supporting our team. So
exactly. And Anna Ann asked, her last name is Spears, SPEARS. She's the one with her hand risen or rose on the
I still got my hand.
Her hand up.
yeah, because she has a
I
different
still got-
spelling. Her name is beautiful, the different spelling. I love it. And I always mess up when I'm doing it the other way, that I, know a lot of people that spell their name, and then I go, oh wait, she spells it with a K-A-H. So
Yeah.
thank you.
And I will tell you that Rebecca
Candace.
will most often get back with him in a minimum with 24 hours, and it's usually a lot faster than that.
Good
So my
question.
hat's
So
off to you,
that was
Rebecca.
what if I
Yeah.
tell them 48 hours, it's probably the best, just because, I mean, us
Yeah.
putting that
Give
on
her-
Rebecca,
Yeah,
right?
give her some breathing room.
Yeah, awesome.
So really, what I do with my Hispanic students is, because I've started translating the videos, Rory's videos, but it takes so much time.
Yeah.
So
for
what
sure.
I do, I tell them, the next step, the next step, the next step. And I've done little bit, like 2-3 minute tutorial video, how to do a step. And then I send it to them. And so far that's working. And they said that helps, because if I do a long video, 30 minutes, it just kind of confuses them. But then if it's a step by step, like one step at a time. Okay, so once you do this, okay, now I got it. Now what's next? Like I have a student, Benigna. She's just a hard worker. Okay, that's why I've asked in the Spanish group, what's the best way to kind of help them? Because if they can get forward to get the IBO and help them that way. But then I think right now they don't have his Spanish speaking to guide them along on that. And I think Austin kind of responded, and he said he's going to, touch base with Rory regarding that. So I think the Hispanic group will grow much faster if they have a help on that. I first asked them, okay, do you have Social Security? And the ones that don't, then they're working on their papers, something like that.
Mhm.
Great information. You also have another question in the chat there, Joel.
Yes, great. Let's have a look here.
Thank you, Rebecca.
You're
Rebecca has
welcome.
done a fabulous job, and she's also translated Rory's book. So if anybody has a English speaking student that's English is their second language, and they would rather have the book in Spanish, contact Rebecca, because she has that available. She's done so much work in the last 3 years on this. I can't even begin to tell you. And my hat's off to you, Rebecca. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. I have a question.
Yep.
I believe I heard Austin. Do they have that? Does he have a translated book of Rory already? Because like I want to just, so there's no confusion. If that is
Yeah.
what Rory is referring to, then I'd rather use that then.
I have not heard that. I could be wrong, but
Okay. What
Did you
about
say a
the
board already?
a
Yeah,
book?
he has a board, and he said he had all the documents on there.
Uh-huh.
Or he has everything that has to do with that with the Spanish,
Spanish,
speaking
yeah.
group, or I guess that's what you would call it, Spanish speaking group, is on that board. So I would recommend going there. Did you just say you've already translated the book?
yes.
It
Yes.
might not be perfect. Okay.
Who
it might not
cares?
be
Wow, that's a
perfect,
lot of
but,
work.
And
Wow,
She did
and you
that
did the
last year.
Keystone. You
Yeah.
translated the Keystone,
I did-
and you translated the Flow.
A
Good
lot of
job.
A lot
What?
of things.
might not be
Wow.
perfect because I'm not a native
Hey.
speaker, but
No.
I've asked, the presentation, the Keystone, I did that, and I always ask them, okay, is it hard to understand what I did or what? Oh, it's very clear.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yes, I was, okay,
Cool.
that's
cool.
what that's what I'm after. As long as you understand. And
Yep.
And we'll
So-
have to
So,
get you back using, teach us about the translator again soon, Rebecca.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
that's something that, with our expansion into Mexico and South America, it would be good for everybody to know how to use that tool. So that you
Yeah.
can be of, some help getting them going, for Rebecca. At least you'll be able to communicate on Goya with them.
Yeah,
for sure.
and get them started, right? Even if Rebecca, you would be okay with that if we like got them started by sharing, say, the Keystone,
Yes.
and they could
and read the book.
already see that, so they don't waste your time. Maybe they're not interested
Yes,
once they
that
see
would
that.
be so awesome. That would be so
Awesome.
awesome. If
So if there's a
they
way
read
that
the
we could
book,
get
yes.
those couple items like the book would be great, so we can attach that to the Keystone, and then the Keystone maybe email. You're saying that is where for us to get it? I believe
Yes, I
Kathleen
will-
may have put it in the chat once.
Rebecca, you can put it in our instructor chat. Candace, you still have access to that, right?
I don't think so. I don't think I have access to your personal. I have access with the one that Kathleen's involved in. Is that the same one?
No, we each have our own, plus I left everybody who was on there in there, but I can
Yeah, I
add
got-
back to that.
Yes,
want to-
that'd be awesome. Thank
Okay,
you.
and that way you can just post it in one place, Rebecca.
Perfect. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Okay.
And there you go, Ann. So that answers your question as well, Ann. Now I saw as well, we had another question in here from Christy asking us how much it is to become a member. I'm guessing talking about Velveeta. So that, and the answer to that, Crystal, is talk to your instructor. Your instructor will, man, why am I so blurry? Your
Crystal, you're getting ahead of yourself. Crystal just came in, so she's not there.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, the other thing, I mean, if you may learn stuff in these meetings that are not quite at your level yet, it's fine. Just kind of put that on the back burner, take it all in, but put it on the back burner and just know that this is something you have to look forward to as you progress.
I answered the Goya support line. Was it yesterday? And she's the last call before I logged off, and she speaks Spanish. And she kind of started with English, and I said, "Do you speak Spanish?" Because she's having a hard time. And then so we started off, and so after that, we spoke for at least an hour and a half after that. And she signed up with the PBS.
Awesome.
So I said, well, it's worth an hour and a half talking, explaining it to her and stuff, how it is.
Absolutely. And that's what we're all about here. I mean, we try our best to take care of everybody as time gets spread kind of thin, but when you're able to take that time and help a person with their questions from the beginning, it really makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
So whoever is the Galaxy View 2, if you would unmute, and we'll go ahead and get your name put in there.
Galaxy View 2, and we also have a Zoom user.
And Zoom user, that's right. So let us help you get your name on there, people. Who's Galaxy View 2? Will you unmute? And Zoom user, can you unmute the bottom left-hand corner of your Zoom screen?
I'll
Just-
actually ask them to unmute.
Okay.
So you should both of you should now have a pop-up on your window that says you've been asked to unmute. Please unmute and let us know who you are.
If no one's speaking yet, I want to welcome, I see my student Len Cole and Marilyn Fox Lewis. They're here. So welcome.
Awesome. It's great to have new
Welcome.
students on here.
Again, to change your name, if you see your name on the monitor, go to the top right and there's 3 buttons up there. Click on the 3 buttons and it'll just say ask to unmute or unmute, depending on what's on your screen.
And they won't show up until you put your cursor up in the top right-hand corner.
Right.
And
Don't be
Len, my
afraid, you're not
student-
going to break it.
Yeah, yeah. Len, my student, he's an IT, so when he gets the hang of it, of the PBS, I'm pretty sure he has something to, to share later
Awesome.
on
Great.
and how to run things.
That's awesome.
Excellent. Excellent. Love to hear that.
And know that everybody is welcome. If you know something that might help the group, please let us know because we'd love to have you share it. One thing that you are going to find out about this team, if you're brand new, is that everybody pitches in to help everybody else. So if you've got something or some knowledge about something that might make something easier or give us a little bit more knowledge about that particular area, then please speak up because we'd love to have you teach us.
Yes. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm uncomfortable doing that, well, guess what? You're not going to grow if you don't become uncomfortable.
That's right.
Amen on that.
Guys, and remember, there's no dumb questions in here. This is a brand new skill. Very few people in the world have it. And we're all just learning. I learn something new every day, and I've been here 7 years. So please ask your question, because if you have the question, you can be guaranteed that there's at least 2 other people that have the same question.
Absolutely.
Donna, I want to follow up on the assignment tracker that I shared with you.
Yes.
And more and more, I see the benefit of it, at least with my students. I don't know, different instructors, you have your own style of guiding your students, but with, for me, it works so, so well, because when I talk to my student, let's say I have an appointment with someone, then I pull up the assignment tracker. I know, I see it with my eyeballs, where they are, what they've done, and everything. So, and then I know what to talk to them about, because
Rebecca, that was outstanding. And I've kind of dropped the ball on that. And I wanted to share that with all the instructors as well. So I've got that back on my top of my list to finish up on. That's an awesome tool.
And just ask, what is the assignment tracker? So you'll find out.
Okay. Rebecca took the time to go through the PBS training, and she made a in order list of tasks. And the student is responsible for checking off as they get finished with each one. It also keeps them focused and in the correct order of things, so that they have to finish one before they can attempt to do the next one. So it helps them stay in the right order through the training. It kind of gives them a path of where they're going.
And so we have 2 other questions. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Rebecca, sorry.
It's all on one page, easy to see.
Right.
So it helps in lots of different ways.
And it can be updated, because if Rory changes something, then it's easy to kind of shuffle it through and change it or add something. And then if you have something that you want your students to do first, then you insert that on a line. And so all your students doing that before the next one.
The chat is blowing up with people asking if they get access to that. So that'd be great if you have a copy.
Yeah, I definitely will. And that is
Yeah.
totally my fault. Rebecca did an awesome job on that. And I had attempted to add a few things to it and it never got
Mhm.
sidetracked as usual.
Oh, that would be awesome, Donna,
Yep.
too.
And
I'd do
so,
it.
and so as well, for those of you that are students, they're looking for a copy of that, ask your instructor for it. And the reason why is because your instructor will update that to be their links for you. Because as right now, the original one, I mean, I'm sure Rebecca would love it if you use her link, but really you want to give your instructor that credit. So your instructor will update it to their links and then share that with you.
Absolutely.
Now
We
we
got
have-
more questions here, Joel.
Yes, Kareen and then Sheila. So go ahead and ask away, Kareen.
Okay, my question had to do with the wine label page.
Yes.
And I just want to be clear on like what exactly you're looking for with that.
So the wine label page. Okay, so essentially, I think of what kind of describes you as you. You know, what makes you you, and then design a wine label from that. And the reason why is because this is kind of building on the dream bigger. You know, if you don't dream it, it'll never happen. But if you dream it, put it down on paper, or in this case, put it in an image, you are that much closer to making it happen. So the wine label is just designing a label that explains, that says this is who Kareen is, just by learning on that label.
Okay, in the directions it had said drawing. Is it okay to use AI for this?
You can use whichever you like, for sure. AI, yeah, for sure, whatever you like. I mean, if you do better hand drawing, do hand drawing, or if you want to do it through clip art, that kind of thing, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Sheila, go ahead. You have a question.
Yes, I wanted to find out how, again, to change the pictures at the top of the PBS. So they're all individual, like, you know, they randomly change as you go to each page.
Right. Yes. Okay. So, let's see the best way to do that. Let me get mine. Go to my PBS 2P4. Then log in here.
Actually, it's good, you know, if you want to replace it, but it's set up so that it doesn't take up a lot of what Rory calls real estate up there. And if that's not as important as the content of the pages, but if you got all your pages modified and you got your Google AdSense and you want to, you know, play around with that, you can. Everything is in your dashboard in the back room. And
Yeah, it's in your dashboard.
yeah, under the appearances.
That's right. So it's a dashboard appearances is really where you see. It's under the appearances, themes, widgets. Oh, customize. Is it a customize? Yes. Okay. So let me show it. Let me read screen up just quickly here. Share a screen. Share. And so it's when you go when you're logged into your back office back here. You go to customize, and then it's right here.
Header images.
And then that's where they are. And really, so Rory really suggests not really changing things a lot because all of these images here, they are here for a reason, especially the eyes, because the eyes are what like for some reason people are drawn to eyes, and I don't know why, but just they are. So that's why you see a lot of images of eyes in here, and as well obviously the wine glasses. So Rory asks you really to really not make any major changes here. These are all here for a reason. All right. The one thing that you just want to make sure is make sure that's on randomized uploaded headers. Make sure that there's randomized. But all these images are chosen here for a reason. Okay. Does that explain your? Does that answer your question, Sheila?
Yep, that's where I messed up. I didn't click the randomize at the bottom.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Because
So
yeah, I
that's,
was told that, yeah, my one image is on the front and then it's on every single other page, the same image.
yeah. So
Never
that's
changed.
yeah. So you want to
Yeah,
make sure that's
that
on
helps.
random. Perfect. So we one more question here. I believe we have one more for Kathy, and then we'll end the call. So go ahead, Kathy. You have a question? Go ahead.
Well, it was just a comment on the Spanish part for Rebecca.
Mhm.
I went in and I used Google Translator to translate my text from English to Spanish. And then I'm learning how to say, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. Please revisit
Nice.
the text I sent you, and I can get you in touch with a Spanish speaking person.
Nice.
So, but, when you call and you get the recording that's in Spanish, that's what I'm going to use. That I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish, but I know
Yeah.
somebody who does.
Yeah.
Perfect. Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, that works. That's perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Kathy. That's good information. Roger and Regina, last question here. Go ahead. You got a question?
Yes. Instead of drawing the picture, can you actually use a picture?
So I mean, if the one thing that you want to be careful of is make sure that you're not going to use a copyrighted picture, and then remember as well, when you are the wine label a winner, that label is going to go to the masses, going to go to all of us who are getting the wine. It's going to be advertised. So just make sure whatever image you use, you're okay with everybody seeing that. Now, as well, Tanya and the other designers are going to go over that the wine label to make sure everything on it is legal, if you want to put it, being it's not copyrighted or there's no issues with the names or anything. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if you want to use your own image on there, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about taking a picture of one of my Rottweilers.
Sure.
That's fine. The artist will take it over and do the final thing anyway, but
Yeah.
they want to have all of your ideas that you would want on that label.
Okay.
Absolutely. And
Thank you.
What
they want to see
represents
it
you?
personalized. Exactly.
And I'm
What says
excited.
this
I
to
hope
you?
everybody does their best to get that label because I would love for it to be one of our
Oh,
team.
That would be spectacular. Yes. Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody, for coming. It looks like we're question free. And thank you once again. Let me stop my screen share.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Great job, guys. And I would like to thank all the new people who took the time out to show up for this. This is a great place to ask questions, so please be on here every Wednesday.
Same time, same channel. And the more you'd like to contribute, just let us know and we'll fit you in. I mean, we're all students here. We're all learning.
Thank you,
So
Donna.
we can learn from everybody.
Just to answer your question, Anne, you can if you'd like your daughter to design your label, absolutely, you can absolutely have her do that. That's not a problem. We just want you to make a label that's going to say who you are, going to show who you are, your interests.
Okay, thanks.
Absolutely, Anne. You're very welcome. All right, thank you once again for coming out, and we look forward to seeing everyone on the rest of the calls and next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
all.